Hey people, your boy Mad Mike here, giving you guys, just a taste of what's going to happen here on the Heavy Hitters. Myself, Drew Talk Sports, K Styles. This is the channel for you guys. So if you're new to it, this is the first time we're gonna put this out here. Again, this is the channel. It's just gonna be for NFL fans. Questions and answers. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do live shows. Obviously, we're gonna do the Atlanta Falcons. We're still gonna do the post game shows. So this is the channel for all Atlanta Falcons fans. Come over here, do our post game shows here on the Heavy Hitters Live channel. But I want to kind of talk about the quarterback position. I think this is very important to kind of like to say this. And I know I have a picture of Cam Newton and Anthony Richardson, and I'm going to explain that real soon. But again, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and support us and leave in your comments. All right, we will answer all comments when it comes down to NFL, not just Atlanta Falcons content. All right, we're ready to expand and really just talk about NFL fans. I want to talk. We're gonna do some breakdowns of the big games, our expectations on the Monday Night Football, the big games of the week. We're gonna break those down and kind of give our prediction. The players that we expect to kind of step out and be something from week to week. But I kind of wanted to go over this particular. I like hate to even say that, but this is a just live about. I'm gonna just be real. This is live about quarterbacks, and I'm going to talk about this. There's a lot of talk about quarterbacks right now. And who's going to carry on the legacy? I think that's the thing that nobody really wants to talk about. Everybody want to focus on the same things, but who's going to carry on the legacy? Because this era of football is dead. It's gone. No Matt Ryan, no Drew Brees, no Tom Brady. And right now we have a guy in Patrick Mahomes. I know everybody can say, it's like, all right, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. I have no doubt about it. But I want to kind of give my takes on quarterbacks from top to bottom. And I'll have the link to this particular article below for you guys can check that out. Yaski Knight. Everybody, if you're watching this live, go ahead and just leave a comment so I can kind of give you guys a shout out. But like I said, this is all NFL content. And the reason why I got Cam Newton and Anthony Richardson, let me just say that first before I get to this article. But I think right now, Anthony Richardson needs to think about his career. I think Anthony Richardson really has to pay close attention to his career. He got to pay close attention to his career, man. I think he's doing a disservice to himself. Think he's doing a disservice to himself if he doesn't protect his legacy and his health. Now, the Indianapolis coach, Matt Ryan, came out and stated that this is the worst. It was an absolute shit show in Indianapolis. Never had this happen before, even in Atlanta. I know a lot of people think, for themselves, like Atlanta Falcons, these guys are, the organization is a mess, but like if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, that's not necessarily the truth. But I think Anthony Richardson really has to protect his legacy and protect his career, because these guys are already shown what they're willing to do with Matt Ryan. All right. You saw how they treated Matt Ryan. Treat him like he was a second-class citizen. Didn't give a damn about nothing. They brought in a rookie head coach and Jeff Saturday, who didn't have high school experience. The dude didn't even have high school experience as a head coach. and you bring him in to be a fucking head coach? Are you kidding me? And then I see what they did. I think we all know what happened to the other guy, Andrew Luck. It was an absolute shit show with him. They wanted to start building the offensive line when he was already beat the hell up. So when you look at the quarterback position for the Indianapolis Colts, it's just like, why? What's the freaking point? Having this guy, Smooth C, what's going on, Yasuke? Looking at this guy and the potential that he could, like, obviously he has one of the better arms in the NFL. Like, his ability to make certain throws, he still has issues as far as the touch is concerned. You heard what he said. It's like, even if he throw the ball 100 miles an hour on a flat, you better catch it. Like, those things you got to work on. Like, you can't say shit like that in the NFL and think, that's the way it's going to be. He has to learn how to be an all-around quarterback, whether it's throwing the ball deep, short, intermediate routes. He got to be able to, he has to be able to, throw some touch on that. That Falcon one fan was good. But he has to learn how to put touch on the ball. I think when you look at him, it's like his ability to throw the ball. I think he has, if he works on his touch, I think he has all the tools to be a good quarterback. But what really worries me about Anthony Richardson is he think he's fucking Cam Newton already. I'm seeing him running. Seeing a quarterback try to run over defensive players it just reminds me of Cam Newton. It's like, bro, yeah, we know you can do that. We know that Anthony Richardson has the size, the speed, the athleticism to be able to do that. But why the hell are we doing this? Like, what's the point of you trying to prove that you are a physical athlete, like you're a superior athlete? We know that you're a fucking athlete. You don't play running back. You're not a fucking running back. You're not an offensive lineman. You're not a fullback. You don't get paid to run motherfuckers over. So what's the point of you trying to run over defensive back? These are the things that Cam Newton did. These are the things like Cam Newton did that ultimately shortened his career. He has a bad freaking shoulder. And you have a guy like Anthony Richardson repeating the exact same thing. So one thing I always say about Cam Newton that he never learned to do is he never learned to truly be a quarterback and put his athleticism to the back burner. This is why when you look at a guy like Russell Wilson, a lot of people say, all right, Russ is overrated. Well, that very well may be the case. But when you look at Russell Wilson, his ability to not run, he didn't focus on too much of his athleticism. He used his legs to pass. He used his legs to extend plays. He didn't solely rely on his athleticism like Cam Newton. And this is the word this is the thing that I have with Anthony Richardson, is that he's going to rely too heavily on his athleticism. And the Colts, let's just be real, they don't give a damn. They have no fucking clue how to build a damn defense, build an offense. They have no idea what it takes to make a quarterback. They're going to look at what Anthony Richardson did. They're going to surround him with players that, highlight his skill set, which is throwing a deep ball, running the ball. You got Jonathan Taylor. You have an okay offensive line when it comes down to running the ball. So you have that. But I would not in any way, shape, or form shape Anthony Richardson as a running quarterback. In fact, what I would do, I would turn away from it. You gotta bring in a coach that understands how to throw the ball. Like, these are the things where Andy Reid, when you look at Andy Reid, And you look at Patrick Mahomes. Everybody want to be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody want to say, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes he is the standard." Well, when you look at Patrick Mahomes had that same mentality when it go down to like when you say as Russell Wilson. These guys don't run to make plays. They run to extend the plays, where they can make the best throw. If you can get a first down to get a couple of extra yards, Patrick Mahomes gonna get a couple of extra yards to get the first down. But he's not running to make big plays. He's running to extend the plays. He's running to give his wide receivers an extra 2-3 seconds to get open, to pass the ball. And this is the thing, it's like if Anthony Richardson is going to be a great receiver or a good quarterback or a great quarterback, he cannot focus on. He can't focus on being a thrower, a runner. He can't continue the same thing that we seen guys like Trey Lance, the same thing with Malik Willis. We seen all these quarterbacks want to run the ball, but they don't want to be throwers. So I've seen Anthony Richardson. He has to focus on being a quarterback if he's going to be a success, and if the Colts are going to be any good, they got to learn to protect him and protect him from a lot of these big hits he's going to receive. All right, so let's get into this article, and y'all can throw some questions in there if you want to. But this article has this article in itself is ranking every quarterback from worst to best. Worst to best. So the 32nd guy, Jordan Love, and I'm gonna get my takes on every quarterback. Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers, man. Honestly, I look at Jordan Love, I really don't see a damn thing in him. Like, I'm gonna just be real, I don't see shit in him. I really don't. I just don't see anything in him. I don't know. It's like, you look at Jordan Love, all right, he has a big arm. He can make certain throws, but is he really mentally prepared to be a quarterback in the NFL? Don't know. They basically throwing him out of the wolves, and I wouldn't necessarily say he's the worst. I mean, he's a bad quarterback, but from what I've seen so far, I'm just not impressed with anything that Jordan Love is doing right now. Baker Mayfield. If I had a picture of a trash can, he would be the perfect picture of a fucking trash can. This dude is garbage, okay? This dude is ass. He's going to have the opportunities he's going to have an opportunity to be the starter in Tampa, obviously, because Kyle Trask is like he's sewage. If Baker's trash, this motherfucker is sewage. Right? So Baker Mayfield is going to have an opportunity. He got Mike Evans. He lost Russell Gage to a knee injury. He's going to be out for the year. But Baker Mayfield, I don't see anything in him. I think he's going to pass for about 30. I can say 32, 3,200 yards if he stays healthy. And he's had issues with health. He's had issues with staying healthy. And they have Desmond Ridder. They have Desmond Ridder as the 30th guy. And I totally understand why that would be the case. Like, Desmond Ridder still has to, show if he is a leader. Can he make those throws, those difficult throws that a lot of people say he can't make? So he's young, he's athletic. I think you look at Desmond Ridder, look at his skill set. You're going to see a lot of passes over the middle. You're going to see a ton of passes over the middle. You're going to see him extend plays with his legs. But the thing with Desmond Ridder, I think a lot of people are underestimating right now, this dude is a superb athlete. Like, everybody look at a guy like Lamar Jackson. Now Lamar's gonna make some exciting plays with his leg, but when you look at Desmond Ritter, I don't know why people are not talking about his athleticism. You got a guy like Bijan Robinson, you have a guy like Tyler Algier, you have CP, and then you add another threat to the running game, and Desmond Ritter, yeah, he's gonna make some plays, man. So Desmond Ritter, I think he's gonna be pretty good. I would talk about Anthony Richardson. But Anthony Richardson, like I can see about 28 to 3,200 yards, maybe about 20 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. He's going to run for a close to 500 to 700 yards. I can see that happening. Jonathan Taylor, I think the Colts are going to rely on that running game. So I can see him again about 26 to 3,200 yards passing, and about again 500 to 700 yards rushing. Sam Howell, I'ma just be honest, man. Like, who the fuck is this? Like, who the fuck who knows anything about Sam Howell outside of his college career? And even in college, he was extremely okay. So Washington Commanders, they're gonna run the ball. They have a good running back committee, running back room. They have an okay offensive line. They're not great, but they're not bad. I like their defensive line. I like the defensive line is stout, so they're gonna make plays. But Sam Howell, if they get anything from Sam Howell, it's gonna be a freaking miracle. 27 C.J. Stroud, the Houston Texans. I don't know about C.J. He has all the makings. When you look at his overall skills, he can make the touch throw, he can make the big time throw, he can put some steam on it, he can run around. He's another one of those guys I say it's like he would rather throw the ball than run. So that's a good trait when it comes to CJ Stroud. He can move around. But what I've seen so far, and it's the first game, and it's just the first game, so don't like go overboard as far as that concerned. But CJ Stroud, I think CJ is going to surprise the people as far as his the throws that he's going to make. I like how he can make big time throws. But what I don't like about CJ, he watches the rush. He really watches the rush, and he puts his body in compromising positions. And if you're in the NFL, you got to be able to know how to fall correctly, and you have to know how and when to take those sacks. And I think that's what C.J. Stroud needs to work on. Bryce Young for the Carolina Panthers. This is a difficult for me because, like, I'm gonna be real. I have a bias, and it's not a positive bias when it comes in regards to Bryce Young. I don't have a positive bias. I don't have a positive. Let me say this. Bryce Young has the makeup to be a quality quarterback, and not necessarily a guy who can make the big throws downfield. But if he's going to be successful in the NFL, he's going to have to use his legs a little bit more. And I mean, use his legs, again, a lot like Russell Wilson, that he used his legs to extend the plays and to get away from the rush. He has to work on knowing when to move out of that pocket. And I'm saying this solely based on his stature. This dude is little as hell. Like, let's just make it. This dude's about the same size as Stetson Bennett. He has issues throwing to the left side of the field. You can go back and look at that Georgia game. Several games, he has trouble throwing on the left side of the field, right? The left side of the defense. But right side of defense, left side of offense, he has problems with that. So my thing is like, he's 5'10". I don't think he's no more than 230. And I'm just being generous when it comes down to 230. I think he's about 215, 225. He's about 5'10". He's a little guy. he got a lot of issues. I think the pass rush and these big defensive linemen, it's going to take a toll on him. So if he's going to have a good career, he's going to have to learn how to use his legs to buy him time and not stand in that pocket and take those hits. This is a little guy. So I think he'll be a good quarterback. But if he's going to do anything, he has to learn how to protect himself and extend plays like Russell Wilson. The next guy, Kenny Pickett, man. Kenny Pickett is an interesting guy because, like, he's a quarterback that throws, like, he reminds me of a less talented Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub has the size. He can move around a lot better than what people gave him credit for. But you look at Kenny Pickett, it's like, I don't know what he is, man. Like, outside of him just running around, I just don't know what he is. In 12 games last year, 2,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's just extremely mediocre. And with that defense in Pittsburgh, when is he going to, showcase his entire game? You have Pickens. I think Pickens is going to be a hell of a receiver, so he might, throw for about 30. I can say 34, 35, somewhere in that range as far as the passing yards is concerned. I think the touchdowns is going to go up. The rushing game, they're going to be good in the running the ball. We know that Pittsburgh, they're always there. But I just don't know what Kenny Pickett is. So the Steelers are going to go as far as Kenny Pickett improves. If he doesn't improve, then you're going to see another 9-8 or 8-9 season from the Pittsburgh Steelers. But their success is solely reliant on Kenny Pickett. Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm just going to speed past this bullshit because this dude is just complete. He's a check down artist. I mean, he's Alex Smith without Alex Smith talent. All right? This dude is fucking ass. So it's going to be a long year for the Raiders, man. They're going to run the ball. I know the Raiders are going to run the ball. They're going to play solid defense, but I just don't believe in anything Jimmy Garoppolo has done. Yeah, you talk about has he won games? Yeah, he won game, but like partially due to the fact that San Francisco 49er had a good defense. So I just don't believe in Jimmy G. I think this is a horrible quarterback, just my opinion. But they're gonna be relying on that run game. If the Raiders are gonna do anything, they gotta play defense, and they have to play defense, and they have to these guys have to play defense, and they have to run the ball. Offensive line play, I think that's another thing they need to focus on in Las Vegas. I was about to say Los Angeles, but Las Vegas. I like they're going to end up firing McDaniel. Like, let's keep that real. He's going to get fired. That dude is complete ass himself. Don't see why he was even hired to begin with outside of him being a Bill Belichick guy. He's shown nothing. Everywhere he's gone, he's failed. I just don't think he's anything. The next quarterback here, Brock freaking Purdy. I'm going to say this about Brock Purdy. Y'all can be all on that board with this dude, but he still got to show me something. He's showing me nothing. He's showing me nothing. I've seen quarterbacks that can have one good year, but this is the real year. And I think this is the most important year for Kyle Shanahan and every quarterback on that roster. They had Jimmy G, that failed. You have Trey Lance, and that's on the way to failing, if not already doomed. And then you have Brock Purdy. Nobody knows what he's going to be. He's thrown, from what I understand, he's thrown a ton of interceptions. at training camp. Again, this practice, so take that how you want it. I don't really see much of Brock Purdy. He's a check down artist. They're going to run the ball. We know that. So he's going to be asked to just manage the game. Just, I just don't know, man. Like Brock Purdy, again, he's another one of them guys I don't know much about. Not much about, but I don't have any real expectations for him outside of him just being on a good team. Still don't. The jury's still out on him. I'm gonna kind of speed up. But Mac Jones, he's ass. Let's just keep that real. He's a spoiled brat from Alabama. We already know he's an Alabama product. He's labeled as one of the dirtiest quarterbacks and players in the game. So until Mac Jones just showed me anything, I haven't seen anything. All the articles and everything that I've heard and what I've seen, he's just average at best. And a lot of the things people call people gurus, sometimes you get lucky as a coach. You get a Tom Brady, you get a Drew Brees, you get a Matt Ryan. But if you're a true guru, you're able to, build, make quarterbacks. And that just haven't been the case for Bill Belichick. Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr is one of those guys. Like, he reminds me of Jay Cutler. Like, he can have a good game, pass for 300, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, run for about 30, 40, 50 yards. And then he can have 5 interceptions in a game with 200 yards. Like, this dude he's one of the most inconsistent quarterbacks I've ever seen. So the Saints' entire team is predicated, and this season is all on the shoulders of Derek Carr. If Derek Carr plays poor, the New Orleans Saints is going to be complete ass, because I just don't think they have a lot of depth on defense side of the ball to kind of help those guys along and have a winning season. Russell Wilson, Denver Broncos, he's already kind of struggling to kind of find his chemistry with Sean Payton. Those guys are not seeing eye to eye. But Russ, I think he'll be okay. I don't think he'll be the Russell Wilson that contract says, but I think he'll be okay for Denver Broncos, and I could see them being a playoff team if Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson of old. But outside of that, like Russ, Justin Fields, Chicago Bears. I'm gonna just be honest, man. This is the most overrated quarterback in the history of the fucking NFL. Nah, I'm just playing. But he is overrated as hell. All right. Justin Fields is completely overrated. I have you put all this money into, trying to see what he is, and I do commend the Bears for that. But Justin Fields has shown me nothing as when it comes down to being a quarterback. He's done nothing. He's shown me nothing. And outside of rushing for 2,200 for 1,000 yards, like I don't want my fucking quarterback rushing for 1,000 yards. So if the Bears are going to be anything this year, I'm hearing whispers of Justin Fields being the MVP, and I think that's just fucking retarded. Okay, just think it's fucking retarded. But they do have guys. DJ Moore, I think he's a terrific receiver. They got a tight end, I forget his name right now. But they have weapons. But Justin Fields gonna have to show me more than 2,200 yards. Like come on. Like, you can't be talking about he's a top quarterback if he can't pass for more than 2,400 yards. Like, get the fuck out of here. I do think he has the ability as far as his skill set and making certain throws, but like, he makes some great throws, but he makes some unbelievably terrible decisions. And we saw that interception against the Detroit Lions, where there's literally everybody covered up, and he just threw an interception to a defensive tackle, a defensive end. Like, how the hell do you throw an interception to a defensive end? These are the things that I'm worried about with Justin Fields. Ryan Tannehill, Tennessee Titans. I'm going to just skip that shit because I think he's a pompous, arrogant And I think that era for Tennessee is pretty much gone. It's down. So they're gonna have to rely on Ryan Tannehill to even make it to the playoffs. Don't really see him doing outside of what he's always done. I think that Tennessee era is done. Daniel Jones, like he's gonna pass for 3,200 yards, a couple 15, 20 touchdowns, and I just don't see him improving much. I hope I'm wrong because I do like Daniel Jones. I think he has something, but I think he's just going to be the same Daniel Jones that we've seen already. Geno Smith, one of the dumbest contracts I've seen in my life. I'm not giving a fucking Geno Smith $50 million. $50 million. $50 million to play with the Seattle Seahawks. They got a solid running game. They got an okay rushing. He passed for about 4,300 yards last year and fairly efficient. Did a pretty good job. But it's still Geno Smith. I'm not worried about that. Tua Tagovailoa. So many injury issues with that, concussion issues. Passed for about 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns. He's gonna put up numbers. We got Tariq Hill. You got Waddle on those guys. Mike McDaniel, he's a pretty good play caller there, but I just don't see Tua Tagovailoa doing outside of what he's always done. Matthew Stafford, I don't think Matt Stafford even cares about football anymore. He got his Super Bowl. He put up his numbers. I think he's just paying for a check. So Los Angeles Rams, I hate to say it, but y'all are coming to an end because I don't think Matt Stafford cares anymore. Kyler Murray coming back from a knee injury. I don't know what to expect from him. So this is a wait and see. He may not be the same guy. He's small. They had issues on the offensive line. They end up drafting offensive tackle there to kind of help those guys there. But Kyler Murray, I want to wait and see. So I don't really want to give my opinion. But I think that Arizona Cardinals team is an absolute mess, and they going down. Dak Prescott for the Dallas Cowboys, he gonna put up a whole bunch of artificial numbers, and then when it comes to the big game, he gonna fail, and he gonna fail miserably like the Cowboys do. The Cowboys haven't won shit in almost 30 years, 27 years, and Dak Prescott, he gonna put up big numbers, and he's gonna do nothing. So that's the Dallas Cowboys. Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions. He's what I call he's the prototypical manager. Like the defense for the Lions, they're coming up. These guys are doing good. They drafted a running back and Jahmyr Gibbs, so they're gonna run the ball. And Jared Goff, he put up 4,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, but I don't know if that's the real Jared Goff. So question mark is up there. It's still up for him. Deshaun Watson, the richest contract in NFL history, fully guaranteed. He's still yet to kind of prove anything outside of, I'm going to take a cheap shot at him, but I'm going to leave him alone. But Deshaun Watson, I don't know if he's going to come back. They have nice weapons, running game, offensive line, defense over there in Cleveland, but I don't know what they expect from him, so kind of leave that up. But Kirk Cousins, the Minnesota Vikings, nice veteran receivers. I think they're going to contend. They got Daniel Hunter. They re-signed Daniel Hunter. Now you got your boy, the wide receiver, Justin Jefferson. He's complaining. He's acting like a diva. He want more contract. He want big money right now. So they're gonna have to make a decision, even with Justin Jefferson. So will we still get the same Kirk Cousins? Don't know. I forget the wide receiver that they end up drafting, but we'll see as far as that concerned. Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. I think this is an interesting, and I'm gonna say this. I don't think the New York Jets are a playoff team. I know that sounds crazy. I don't think the New York Jets are a playoff team. Just look at their division, look at their defense, look at their wide receiving core. I think they have a pretty good wide receiving core. They have a good running back in Dalvin Cook. They signed him, Breece Hall. The offensive line is okay, but can the defense continue to do what they do? But I think if Aaron Rodgers is anything like we know, that makes the Jets a Super Bowl contender. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the same Aaron Rodgers. But if he's not Aaron Rodgers, this team is going to lose. I think they're going to be around that 500 mark. I think they're going to be around that 7 to 8 mark, especially playing in the East. And then you have Trevor Lawrence. Well, I hope this dude passed for about 5,000 yards because I need Calvin Ridley to have a big year so we can get that number 2 pick. All right, Falcons. Yeah, we need that second round pick. So I'm outside of that. I think Trevor Lawrence. He's going to improve. I don't know. Like one of the things I'm going to be focused on with Trevor Lawrence. I think he's going to have to calm down with all these interceptions. He makes a ton of mistakes. And if he's going to be an elite or considered an elite quarterback, then he has to stop with the turnovers, stop with the interceptions. He have good games where he, passes for, 300-400 yards, but he'll throw 3 interceptions in there with the quickness. So I need for Trevor Lawrence to have a good year, but I think he'll end up having a good year and fulfill his destiny as one of the better young quarterbacks, if not one of the best 10 quarterbacks in the league right now. Jalen Hurts, I'm just not sold on him. I'm sorry. He's an RPO king. He did a damn good job last year. They gave him $230+ million, and he deserved it. I don't know if he deserved it or not. They could go to the Super Bowl, but let's be real. If it wasn't for that offensive line, that defensive line, will we really be talking about Jalen Hurts the way we talking about Jalen Hurts? Over the couple of that, they gave him a contract with Jordan, so he's making a lot of money. So if he does not live up to that money in these contracts, it's gonna be a major problem in Philadelphia. And them fans up there, they gonna turn on you in a heartbeat. So he has massive weight on his shoulders right now. So the jury's still out for me is how good Jalen Hurts is. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson just Lamar Jackson. He's gonna run for 1,500 yards and pass for 24, and that's it. Just it. All right, he's gonna be Lamar Jackson. He's not gonna win no damn MVP again. And I think the Ravens are gonna be, the defense is not where it once was. We got guys still looking for contracts. I don't think Lamar is. I think Lamar is on the downside of his career. Too many injuries, and you keep getting hit and taking hits like that, man. How long can you continue with that? And I just don't know. Justin Herbert being at 4, the Chargers, Justin Herbert, he's a poor Matt Ryan. I mean this in the most respectful way that I could possibly say. He put up a bunch of numbers. He's accurate. He's inaccurate. But he's a poor man's Matt Ryan. Doesn't have the heart, in my opinion. He can throw, and I think he has God-given gifts as far as his, throwing the ball. But I just don't think he's very smart. I don't think he takes the game seriously. I just don't believe in Justin Herbert. Yeah, he got a big time contract. Yeah, he put up some big numbers, but I don't think he has heart. So if I'm wrong about that, I'll be wrong about that. But I just don't see anything in Justin Herbert. Massive contract, but I just don't. I don't see anything in him. I just don't see anything. Joe Burrow, obviously, one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. Joe Burrow. I really believe this. I really believe this when I'm gonna say this. This might be the end of the Cincinnati Bengals team as we know it. They're gonna have to focus on building this team the proper way. They already had a running back, restructure their deal. So you got wide receivers, Chase, Wiggins, all those guys, Higgins, but you had those guys, but outside of them, how long can they continue to, to put up numbers like that and is to win the way they've been winning? Gotta have defense. You gotta have an offensive line. You gotta have a running game. I think they'll be okay, but it's like Joe Burrow going to be Joe Burrow. He's dealing with an injury himself. So, like I said, I don't know how good the Bengals will be. Josh Allen, I think Josh Allen, if he doesn't watch himself this year, he's going to deal with some knee injuries, some shoulder injuries, some elbow issues. Like the injuries on Josh Allen is piling up. So, gonna watch the Buffalo Bills closer this year, and obviously Patrick Mahomes, man. I think the only question with Patrick Mahomes is, can he keep up this pace? Because clearly right now I've never seen any quarterback in the history of the game get off to this start. This dude is on a historic. I'm talking about historic pace. Winning championships, getting the championships. The dude, for almost every year he's been in the NFL, this dude has been to a championship game. That right there is just unprecedented. Like, even Tom Brady hasn't done things like this. So you look at Patrick Mahomes and that connection that he has with Andy Reid. I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. They had to play Chris Jones, so it's like I think he'll end up giving a little bit of money back for the sake of the team and having a guy like Chris Jones. But I think it all comes down to that Patrick Mahomes and can he be that? But those, I kind of wanted to go over that to get my takes on the quarterbacks. But again, this is interesting, man. Like I said, it's interesting. Just the dynamics of the quarterbacks and where what a lot of people are thinking in regards to just the NFL in itself. It's going to be an interesting year for quarterbacks. I really believe this is going to be a really interesting year for quarterbacks. Man, I don't know. I really don't know who's going to step out. I don't know who's going to step out and be that big time quarterback outside of Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Who's going to be that next great quarterback? I guess I'll probably throw that question out there for you guys. Make a video on that. K-Styles, he might make a video on that. Hey, you might get you here live on the Heavy Hitters, but I don't know outside of those three guys. You can probably say Trevor Lawrence. You can throw him in there. But like outside of that, who's going to step up and say, all right, I'm that guy? Again, I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry. I don't like the RPO, and that's pretty much all they do. In Philadelphia is a lot of RPO, and they rely on the defense. They rely on the offensive line. So we really don't know how good Jalen Hurts is. I'm just going to be real. We really don't know how good he is. So y'all invested $200 million into a quarterback. Do you really know what Jalen Hurts is? And I think they're banking on it. I think they're taking a risk, but they really don't know how good Jalen Hurts is. And like I said, I don't think outside of those guys I named as quarterback, I don't know who's going to step up outside of maybe Trevor Lawrence. They're going to say, all right, I am the next great quarterback. So with that being said, make sure everybody that you know, Atlanta Falcons Nation, even just the NFL, you got friends that are just fans of other teams, tell them about the Heavy Hitters. We're going to do a lot of content over here, and it's not just going to be Atlanta Falcons content. This is NFL talk all day, every day. This is your boy, Mad Mike, 6-Man K-Styles, Jew Talk Sports, the Heavy Hitters. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'm out, baby. Peace.